By the end of this video, you will learn step by step how to be a fake guru or charlatan in Shopify dropshipping, Forex day trading, or any type of MLM pyramid scheme. Or simply, you might just learn how to avoid or spot one. Bruv, let's begin.
And today we're going to talk about how to scam people for money. Now, we all know the real key to success is making great products and putting a lot of hard work into them. We don't like this hard work stuff. So let's take the easy way to make money and scam people into giving us money instead. Now, our goal here is to deeply exploit human psychology and get the most vulnerable and needy people to fork over what little cash they have. So let's put our evil hats on and get started. Scam tactic number 1. Make sure you focus on a hopeful yet sort of dumb crowd. These are the people who think internet riches are a push of a button away. These are the people who subscribe to the idea that they deserve to live a good life. These are the people who dream of finding a passive income source that requires no work. This will be our target audience. By the time we apply some fancy copywriting and psychologies to these gullible people, they'll be willingly handing over their money.
Also, don't tell them the ongoing cost of maintaining that business, even though they'll pay $1,000 for your course. Do not tell them about the maintenance costs, right? The inventory, the marketing, the paying for ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, Instagram ads. Don't tell them about that. Just focus on the income potential and that you are the key to solving it.
2 words: entrepreneurship.
And also, do not disqualify them. Do not disqualify them. Do not ask them about their financial situation. P.S. P.S. Just look a break from the satire. But if you don't even have 1 to 2 months worth of expenses saved up, you should not be spending all your available capital investing in the business. Why? Because as soon as an emergency happens or whatever, that's going to affect your ability to even invest in that business to begin with.
Just for that, I'm gonna spend my whole childhood eating what I want and doing drugs when I want. Whatever, I do what I want.
No, wait!
You're putting all this money into a business venture with the hopes of profit, right? So you can make more money, but you have barely anything in your savings account. Make it make sense. Whether you do end up buying a course from a guru or whatever, at the very least, if your monthly expenses is, let's say, $1,000, have at least $2,000 to $3,000 saved up in your savings account for emergencies.
Speaking of which, it might be high time to unsubscribe from Uber Eats' marketing emails. Save your money, do some grocery shopping, and stop eating out so much. Maybe once a week.
And you do this by paying yourself first. 10%, 20%, 30%, whatever you can afford to do. Do that first. And then, right, go about making money, because we know inflation also eats away into the money that's in your bank account. But at least be financially stable with that amount first, and then you can be a bit more willy-nilly with your money. Okay.
Now, this kind of crowd doesn't understand that success usually requires years of hard work and effort. They want the end result without the hard work. These people are generally on the lower ends of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. They want the shortcut to riches. They don't want to hear about hard work. They just want to bypass all that hard work and get straight to the riches. So let's fill these idiots up with hope, then drain their wallets of cash. We're going to be using the target psychological emotion of greed and laziness on this one. So now that we've identified our target audience, we can start getting them to trust us through simple manipulation. Scam tactic number 2. Show them how badass your life is through pictures. So we need to establish that we are very authoritative and very wealthy by showing them cool shit we've done. So we're going to do this by showing pictures of cool things their broke asses can't afford. If you take every cool thing you've ever done in your life and shove it into a few pictures, your life seems awesome. So, for example, you're going to show pictures of yourself randomly flying in first-class seats. You need to show pictures of activities that poor people can't do, but you can because you're such a baller. Like taking a zero-gravity private jet flight, or going to Burning Man and renting a giant RV to do it. You got to show pictures of bank accounts with random numbers in them. The bigger, the better. They don't even have to be real. Just make up random numbers and these idiots will believe us.
You know, right? Screenshots can be faked. whether it be on site affiliate marketing sites such as ClickBank.
Earnings here, right? So I'm actually in Google Chrome. So the way that you do this is all you need to do is hover over the particular week you want to change the earnings for, and then right click and press inspect. And then you'll actually see the code of the page come up. Now, there is a developer's plugin for Google Chrome, copy across. But as you see here on the right hand side, this 00 is actually the code for this particular number here. So all I need to do really is come across and change that to whatever number I want. And if I X out, you'll see straight away that that changes to $1,512. So unfortunately, that's very, very easy to do. So I could just come across here and do the same for the rest. And you'll see here there's now 4 weeks worth of earnings. Now if I just come up and take a snapshot of this, I could easily then add this to any kind of sales page, and that would appear that I'd actually earn that money. So it's very, very easy to do this. Now if I wanted to come down and do the daily snapshot, it's exactly the same thing. I just need to press inspect, come over here, change the number to whatever I want that daily snapshot to be, X out of that and it'll happen. And then on the trends, again, if I inspect that, you'll see here that there's a width on this particular line. If I adjust that width, then it will actually make that line longer and shorter, right? $256 and that line's there. So all I would need to do is do that for the rest of them, take my snapshot, and then that's my income proof for that particular product. So
Shopify dropshipping, screenshots can be faked.
That people are doing that is actually using fake orders. So I just made the store just like 20 minutes ago just for the sake of this video. But as you can see, I mean, literally $1,000 in sales, what it looks like, that's completely fake. And basically what I did was made a fake order. So what people will do is they'll have an actual Shopify store, they'll have products, they will maybe even actually get sales and do stuff on it, but then they'll make it look like they're selling more than they are. And how they do that is they'll actually create an order. So you can actually go in here, create an order. All right, so here's like this watch. I just like made some random product, but say they had a watch store, and they would go in here and they would put like, you know, they would do this one at a time, but they would do each order at a time, so it looked legit. But then they would type in, you know, let's just do like a big number. See all that? So that's a huge number. And then you just hit mark as paid, and then create that order, and now you will see this will actually update. See, now this is at 3 orders. It's gonna take like 20 seconds or something to actually update. But see, you're at 1,000 right now. Okay, see, so now it's at, you know, all this, and really, like I said, they wouldn't do like 67 watches in one order. They would do one order at a time and do that 67 times to get there. But you get the point. And so usually what people are doing is actually, like I said, using a site that's up and actually maybe even gets some sales or gets website hits. So they're actually, you know, you can see like, oh, there's people are live, this and that, but they're really not making anywhere near the amount of money that they're saying that they're making.
Unless this person is showing you their tax returns, right? Showing you how much of their income is taxable, right? After business expenses. They don't know what they're talking about. If you made, let's say, $100,000 for the year, how much of that went towards taxes? And if you were able to avoid taxes in a way, how much of it went towards your retirement savings fund, right? That lowered your overall taxable income.
I don't know, 2-3 days, not important. I don't need sleep. I need answers. I need to determine where in this swamp of unbalanced formulas squatteth the toad of truth.
Unless you've seen tax returns, like they have it in their hand right then and there, I would take whatever they say with a grain of salt. I can come on here and say how I made $1,000 with ClickBank, how I made $1,000 with Shopify dropshipping. But then you have the other antithesis, right? The guru that calls out the other gurus. So the fake guru that calls out the other fake gurus.
Can't call out the fake gurus faster than the fake gurus are calling out the fake gurus. You won't believe it. I never thought in a million years that the strategy of a fake guru would be to call out fake gurus. I don't know what the idea there is. Like, do they not think we'll see through it? Let's find out. Here's a few that I collected today for us to look at together. So this is our first guy, and I'm just going to say here, I see this not as a video, but as actually an ad. This guy's spending money to call out fake gurus. It's insane.
Oh, this, another online business guru. I don't know about you, but I'm getting pretty sick and tired of all of these fake online
Damn, boy.
business gurus trying to get me to
This guy watches Coffeezilla. For sure. 100%.
register for their webinars. Guys, I know you've been seeing the ads, but I promise you, if you just give me 60 seconds.
Okay, so then you give him 60 seconds, right? You're going to give him 60 seconds and you think, oh, man, he's not going to be like them. Right?
If you want to create a life of better financial freedom, live the life of your dreams, and stop working a 9-to-5 job, stop doing all the stuff that you hate, click the link around this video.
Yo, man, the internet is a shit show, to say the least. But basically, understand that most businesses do not become profitable for the first 3 years. Heck, Spotify was taking a loss for damn near a decade before they became profitable. Uber as well, Amazon as well. All these companies.
During its roadshow, Uber compared itself to Amazon as it explained its money-losing business to investors. Why Amazon? Because the now wildly successful company didn't make a profit for several years after it went public in 1997.
And just in general, the accounting software QuickBooks or some of the other, LinkedIn even shows that most businesses do not make money the first 3 years. I can use the example even from my personal life. The first 4 years of making YouTube videos, the money barely even paid rent. Didn't even pay rent to begin with. It's only the 5th year of making YouTube videos that the money just covered rent. Rent, not even like other expenses, but rent. Well, rent is the biggest expense, but rent is a pretty important expense. 5 years on making YouTube videos to even get to that point. Now you might be better skilled, you might be more equipped to do better, but just think about it. And you see a lot of this lifestyle images, especially when you talk about pyramid schemes such as IM Academy, PHP Insurance Agency, Monet, Primerica, Amway, yo. In what other profession do you actually want people to know how much money you make or know like you're living this lifestyle?
You got to show pictures of you working from random places, like this working from a pool photo, or working from the laptop life photo, or working from a rock gym, working from a beach in Thailand, working from a Harvard club office. You get bonus points if you add a bunch of hashtags and quasi-motivational shit to the pictures also. These gullible, lazy bastards will think that we're balling out of control and know the secrets to wealth. This is because poor people often equate cool and expensive stuff with some form of wisdom. Dummies. We are exploiting the target psychological emotion of proof and credibility with this. Now let's move on to scam tactic.
Speaking of proof and credibility, please note, you can purchase your way onto Forbes, Yahoo Finance, Business Insider, etc., etc.
Now, yes, that model does work, but my twin brother and I, Christian, we've discovered a new and improved way of using Amazon to make money.
Alright, so boom. You lot seen the positive social proof, yeah? Man them, gal them. The Mickelson twins have the coveted Forbes article feature.
Oh my god! Wow!
But as we've come to understand, article features by these quote-unquote reputable news outlets are no longer reserved for the select legitimate few.
And here I am in the Hollywood Hills, and Jimmy Kimmel of all people is my neighbor. What's up, guys? My name is Kevin. I'm the youngest member of the Forbes Business Council.
Okay, so right now you're probably thinking, wow, he's been featured on Forbes. But this is the Forbes Business Council, and if you aren't familiar with these, Forbes has a bunch of these councils, the Business Council, the Finance Council, the Agency Council, and it's pretty much a fee-based membership group. So you pay an annual fee to be in that group.
But before we proceed to the main event, I'd like to note that our friend Tanner did in fact pay to be featured on Forbes, CNBC, Business Insider, etc., etc.
Systems to actually utilize this, and so a lot of beginners, they get caught up in that social proof game. And I'm just saying, guys, you can buy your social proof, meaning you can pay for enough press and get on enough pages to play. And a lot of people, that's what they do. Unless you're very attractive, you got a big booty, or you're famous already. Most of the big entrepreneurs you see, Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, all those guys, I know for a fact they pay for tons of shout outs, and they pay, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like some people look at it as like it's a bad thing. I'm like, why is that bad?
The game. If that's what you got to do, play
you're
the game.
paying to get more people.
It's an evil world we live in.
But hey, I'm gonna keep living and loving life.
And the most concerning part of it all, or shady marketing, is the fact that there was no disclaimer that this was a paid feature by these article contributors. So, or Maxim Trubitsky, another e-commerce dropshipping guru.
And on top of all those things, Max Trubitsky is paying for media coverage, which is extremely deceiving since he couldn't ethically earn the attention himself and is using AccessWire to get on Yahoo Finance and media sites. It's smart to do for fun, but when you're trying to sell courses, you're literally deceiving and cheating them into believing that you earn the publicity when in reality you paid for it. And you don't pay, like, anyone can get onto here. You just pay like $99. Literally $99, you can go on Fiverr and get it cheaper. Like, anyone can do that, and he's doing this the wrong way. He never earned that.
You can also have people be paid actors, essentially, reviewing products, right? We've seen people, even influencers, right, who they share products to their audience that they don't even use. And likewise, these gurus can pay people to make a review on their product or service. So I know it's crazy out here on these social media streets, but usually when I want the truth about a certain subject matter or industry of choice, whether it's YouTube, stock investments, Forex, whatever it is, I always add Reddit to my search query because I know for the most part, it's not always true, but for the most part, these are all independent answers from various people with no financial incentive to lie to you, right? People on Reddit, they don't usually have their own profile picture. They don't have their own name. It's just some random like cartoon image and random username, and they have no incentive to lie to you. So simply type in your favorite guru's name or a company name, add Reddit to the search term, and there is the answer about them and people talking about the experience with that company, product, or service.
Number 3, tell people they deserve a certain lifestyle. This concept of people deserving a certain lifestyle appeals directly to the most hopeless and gullible of people. You get bonus points if you make them think a certain lifestyle can be theirs only if they believe. This is what a lot of life coaches do. They pump people full of belief with irrational logic. But you can't use rational logic to explain this. You need to use vague quotes.
You can manifest anything you want. But what about pretty privilege? What about white privilege? What about clout privilege? Did you ever talk about that and how it affects your ability to make money? A female or a woman with an already established audience of, let's say, 50K on Instagram, right? Compared to an next girl with maybe 1,500. Who is gonna make more money off the bat if they make an OnlyFans? Probably the 50K woman.
This is 1 and this is 2. It's called math.
So when I said you could have 2, that's how it works?
Yeah.
Right? and then she's talking about, I manifested this, or I did X, Y, Z, and blah, 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 blah. If they are saying anybody can do it in their marketing, it's probably a get-rich-quick scheme. And if they have no disqualifications for those who cannot participate in the program, it's probably a get-rich-quick scheme.
Sounds like a get-rich-quick scheme.
Yes, thank you. You will get rich quick. We all will.
Preferably coupled with stock photos of people jumping for joy or running through a field. Like this, live the life you deserve. This is a random picture we took off of Flickr Creative Commons. And this quote, we made it up. It's not even real. And what about this one? It's a picture of a random little girl running through a field with a fake quote from Bill Clinton that says, when pursuing your dreams, age doesn't matter. That's not even a real quote. We just put that there. People who are very hopeless tend to flock to vague yet plausible sounding advice like this. It gives them hope. It makes them trust you. It makes you seem like an inspirational figure. It makes them dream of the output of a successful business. Of course, it just conveniently inspires them, but never actually teaches anything valuable. Suckers. These kind of vague images and quotes directly hit the rewards part of their brain. It fuels their desire to belong to an elite club where they do little work, have lots of leisure, and make tons of money. This is exploiting the psychological emotion of desire to belong and desire for freedom. Now, let's go down to scam tactic number 4. Don't ever get into the specifics of how you make money. Just give business-y sounding advice. You see, since we're going after a very hopeless audience, we don't want to give real business advice. That stuff is too hard.
Think about it though. Just honestly think about it, right? All of the Shopify videos on YouTube, all the clickbank videos on YouTube, all the, well, I guess maybe Forex to a lesser extent, but like the businessy videos on YouTube. If they're teaching you their methods on how they make money, like all their enhanced or secret methods, quote unquote, and they're teaching it to thousands of people. Logically, you would think, okay, ultimately, their methods will become saturated. So they themselves, their business will also make less money because more people are trying to imitate them. No?
They got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Hard and work intensive for them to care. We have to give them businessy sounding advice like this. Failing is the first step to succeeding, by Shinzo Miyake. Shinzo Miyake isn't even a real name. I just made that shit up while photoshopping the image. But who cares? These idiots will never research it. These people don't actually want to do work, but instead they want to play entrepreneur. So you need to make success look like it takes 2 hours a week, can be done from anywhere in the world, and always returns huge rewards. They don't want to see hard things. That work stuff scares them off. They want to see that you figured out some push-button solution that will solve all their problems. And we're exploiting the target psychological emotion here of hope. Now let's get on to scam tactic number 5. Always show huge numbers, no matter how irrelevant they are. Make sure you add tons of bullshit numbers wherever you can. It doesn't matter what the context is. For example, you can say, this website has over 1 million views. Now, the real translation that only you and me know about is, in the 10 years of running this website, my Google Analytics shows 1 million total page visits, which equates to less than 90 unique visitors per day.
That's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate. Or they'll say, how I made $30,000 in 2 months. Oh, well, okay. How much did you buy in terms of inventory? Oh, 15,000. Okay, not so you made 15,000. Okay, how much did you spend in advertising costs? Oh, 8,000. Oh, so you actually made 7,000. Oh, what about taxes? Oh, 5,000 is your total profit.
And Instagram advertising accounts. My expectation is that if somebody has $100,000 in sales, they probably have at least $20,000 in advertising. At least 20% of their sales is going to advertising. That's not even considering the fact that they have to purchase the product, which if we use that crazy example I gave you earlier, that means they have 50% going to the product, then they have 20% going to advertising, and that would leave a rough gross profit of maybe 30%. That's before paying any team members, doing any video production, paying yourself for the effort that you're doing. This is starting to look a little bit more normal. But we got to start with these.
There's a lot of like half truths and half like information. Don't tell you the entirety of the matter. Basically, make more money talking about how to make money than actually making money. Like you see all these like videos on YouTube, make what, hundreds of dollars per day listening to music, make money copy and pasting videos, make money with surveys. I've tried surveys, bro. It's not it. They finesse you by just getting you to answer questions. But let's continue.
Just let them assume these numbers are meaningful, like this. You say, my last product launch generated 7 figures. The real translation is, over the course of 3 years selling this product, the total revenue generated was nearly $1 million, but I only made $75,000 of profit on it. I just want you to assume that quote-unquote $1 million number means profit. You see, the realities of those numbers is boring. We need to sex them up and let people assume these numbers actually mean spending money we get to use. Also, make sure to never take into account refunds, bank fees, sweat equity, taxes, paying employees, or any of those other nagging costs. We don't want our list of idiots to realize those huge numbers we use isn't actually profit.
The refunds and bank fees, the chargeback fees that come with those refunds. Especially when you do like Amazon FBA or Shopify dropshipping or those like product intense like businesses, right? They never talk about that shit. The refund rates, right? And even if it's just refunds, right? Assume like 10% of your buyers will refund the product just for whatever reason. And then also the fees are associated from the banks with those refunds. So that aspect to it as well. So any niche, whether it's publishing books on Kindle or audiobooks on Audible, Shopify dropshipping, if they're telling you that anyone can do this and they're talking about how easy it is, more than likely it's a scam thing still. And always do your background research. Type in that company or person's name, Better Business Bureau, Reddit, and therein usually will lie in the truth of the matter, of that niche, subject matter, or whatever it is.
If your product sucks so bad that you don't even have big numbers to show, just make them up. These fools won't know. The target psychological emotion we're triggering here is proof. Let's get on to scam tactic number 6. Don't give any actual helpful information. Just talk about the end benefits. Remember, we're trying to scam people in the least amount of time, so don't you dare do anything helpful for these people. Don't do helpful things at all. Don't give them real case studies. Don't give them real examples. Don't give them helpful how-to guides. Just make sure you keep pumping them full of dreams and only give them good information if they pay for it.
Oh, one more thing. This is like a financial principle that I personally learned by trying Amazon FBA and ending up in $12,000 of credit card debt. This is why I'm so passionate about talking about all these fake gurus, charlatans online. Like, I personally experienced like arguably the worst aspect of it, or the worst results. Not only did I not make money, but I also ended up in credit card debt, which resulted in that also affecting my credit score. The first thing, when you're investing in these courses, right? Maybe you've done your research and you trust the person, have at least minimum 1 to 3 months worth of expenses saved up. If your monthly expense is $1,000, have at least $1,000 to $3,000 saved up in your savings account. Cool. Now, money you are going to invest in your business, make sure you already have that in available capital or available cash in your checking account, so that if all else fails and the business does not make you money, you're showing most businesses do not make money for the first 3, maybe even 5 years. At least you would have lost your own money and not also be in credit card debt. Okay? Do not use your credit card to fund your business. If you have the money in your bank account, transfer it directly to your credit card, pay it off right then and there. But don't spend the credit card in the hope of potential profit. Sean Bull, are you listening?
Part is, once we get their money, it doesn't matter how we tell them to make money. Just send them some craptastic ebook about working hard or some crap like that. These suckers will never know. Over here, we're exploiting the target psychological emotion of buying a product that will solve all problems. Scam tactic number 7. Be ultra aggressive when you sell because you won't ever see these people again. There are legit companies that do this lame keeping a customer for life kind of thing, but we don't give a shit about our people. We want quick returns and don't care if we burn bridges. Spam them, lie to them, pander to their emotional hot buttons, make them feel really stupid for not buying. Do anything, who cares if it's legal, to get them to buy. We're trying to scam people into buying a shitty product here, so we have to make them feel stupid for not doing it. You need to exploit their FOMO, their fear of missing out. We need to use language like, how stupid are you going to feel on Sunday when you miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to find the riches you deserve?
Learn about the untapped business potential of Amazon Kindle Direct self-publishing audiobooks or ebooks, blah, 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 blah. An untapped market. And the next thing you know, that market or that business opportunity has been there for like the past 10 years, and it's now saturated.
Or, are you going to sit back and wallow in your miserable life working for someone else? Or are you ready to be your own boss and finally start calling all the shots? Make sure that you're extremely aggressive about this. Shit like this really turns the pressure up for vulnerable people to buy. It combines the two powerful psychological tactics of time constraints and questioning their intelligence. Which brings us to our final scam tactic number 8. Now that you've got their money, run! I mean, 50% of the people you make a sale to will realize they've been scammed and try to refund, but 50% of these suckers are too dumb and lazy to refund, so we will always make money. Because we've scammed them, these people will unlikely ever buy from us again, but who cares, right? We're only...
give them a 30-day money-back guarantee, or give them a 14-day money-back guarantee. Or, better yet, tell them that if they watch 25% of the course, that they can no longer get a refund.
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
And the money back, I already established, right? Most businesses fail or aren't profitable at least for the first, I'd say at least 3 years. So that 30-day money back guarantee, you won't even know whether or not you can actually make money. So it's pointless. Now, if it was like some type of addiction program or credit repair service, right? There's a tangible outcome, very specific. But when it comes to making money, it's very up in the air. You never really know whether it's the program's fault or it is your fault. This is why when I talk about the MLM pyramid schemes, the paid courses or online courses, do they ever disqualify you? And they don't just say, oh, it's not for those who don't want to work hard, it's not for those who who aren't motivated. It's like tangible stuff. It's not for those who don't have an emergency savings fund. It's not for those who are already in credit card debt. It's not for those who are XYZ. Like specific tangible things, not some airy-fairy BS.
This for the short term, not building a healthy and long-term business or anything. Okay, this is actually Neville here, not evil Neville anymore. The whole point of this video is to kind of show a fun and opposite way of how to sell. We don't actually want to scam people. That's a bad idea, and usually scammers don't last that long and generally either get arrested or flame out in some major way. Instead, if you're going to put time and effort into selling something, if you just put time and effort into making sure the product is good, the customer is serviced, the customer is helped by it, then people will come back to you over and over and over again.
Alright, so basically, hopefully you will learn some strategies to be a better fake guru, charlatan out there, or maybe you now know how to spot one, right? These pyramid schemes, MLMs, or those in the self-publishing books industry, Shopify dropshipping industry, clickbank affiliate marketing, or even YouTube, to be honest, right? When influencers scam you. In which case, if you are buying something from an influencer that they're recommending, do some background research real quick, you know? Or also don't cash out them or Zelle them. Buy that service or product with your credit card and or PayPal, which both have buyer protection. Alright, but while you're here, yeah, watch my past video right here on the girl boss MLM pyramid scheme, that is Monet, or watch my other video right here on how to edit reaction style videos on your iPhone and make money online in maybe 2 or 3 years. Watch that video here as well. But as always, if it doesn't feed you, don't water it, and too much when a good thing is good for nothing. How you lot doing today? Say with me. I'm doing more, saying less, and keeping that same energy. No cap. Flip the script. I'm out. Deuces.
Y'a rien dans jalousie comme toi. Accompagné, mais je suis dans ma